What's up guys, it's Tom here and let's talk about Trent Alexander-Arnold because he's an absolute Judas, a traitor for leaving Liverpool on a free transfer and robbing Liverpool of £80 million at least in transfer fees, because even Jack Grealish, who was an Aston Villa youth academy product, he signed a new contract with £100 million release clause, so Aston Villa could get very well compensated for his sale. Even Alexis McAllister, who isn't a Brighton fan or a boyhood Brighton youth academy player, he signed a new contract with a relatively low release clause, and I think a lot of Liverpool fans are really justified in their anger and hatred towards Trent Alexander-Arnold because it came out by reputable journalists like David Ornstein. Real Madrid are very close to agreeing a pre-contract agreement with Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Trent Alexander-Arnold is only going to Real Madrid to enhance his own worldwide status, his own brand, and he doesn't care about Liverpool because he's pocketing tens of millions of pounds in signing on fees and bonuses, and Trent Alexander-Arnold's brother and his agent is also pocketing at least £10 million because of the signing on fees. And the last part, there would be nothing wrong with that if Liverpool also got fairly compensated for Trent Alexander-Arnold. But the way that he's leaving Liverpool in total silence, not an interview where he admitted that he wants to leave Liverpool all year, all season long, he didn't say a word. He has been courted by Real Madrid for years. There was a reason why at the age of 22 Trent Alexander-Arnold only signed a 4-year contract, when at that time Van Dijk signed a 5-year contract and Alisson signed a 6-year contract. Trent Alexander-Arnold only signed a 4-year contract. Why? Because he always wanted to do this. He always wanted to run down his contract and to leave with a big fat signing on bonus, a big fat bag of cash, a big fat envelope of cash going their way. And let me know, how are you feeling about Trent Alexander-Arnold? Do you still consider him a Liverpool legend? I don't. I don't think he would be even mentioned in the top 10 or top 20 Liverpool legends. Even if he wins a second league title in the Premier League this season, he forever ruined his legacy, tarnished his reputation, and he will never be welcomed back by a lot of Liverpool fans in Liverpool after he retires. And he will live decades in Liverpool after he retires, but he doesn't think about that. He just thinks about the Ballon d'Or and his personal brand, and to get basically to become a Galactico at Real Madrid. But he will just be another player. If he stayed at Liverpool, he would have become as iconic almost as Steven Gerrard. And imagine if he wins 2 or 3 league titles, 2 or 3 Champions Leagues as a Liverpool captain as well, because he will become Liverpool captain had he stayed after Van Dijk leaves. And Trent Alexander threw all that away for the glitz and glamour of Real Madrid. And David Lynch writes, the primary reason this has happened is because Trent Alexander-Arnold would prefer to play for Real Madrid than play for Liverpool. And that's the brutal truth, and that's what many Liverpool fans have a problem with. Not only that you go to Real Madrid, but you screw Liverpool over by hurting Liverpool 80 to 100 million pounds worth of money out of the pocket of Liverpool because you leave on a free transfer, and that's not typical. Trent Alexander-Arnold signing just a 4-year contract with this situation in mind, he gave himself a very strong hand in negotiations, and Trent Alexander-Arnold engineered this situation to happen, and ultimately he decided he wanted to leave and go to Real Madrid. But as I said, I wouldn't have a problem with that if Liverpool got fairly compensated. If Liverpool got 50, 70, 80 million pounds for Trent, then I would say I wish him well, and we can replace him with that money. And you could have even stayed at Liverpool, because any time that in previous regimes and previous eras, when Michael Owen left, when Steve McManaman left, when Xabi Alonso, Luis Suarez, Javier Mascherano, all these big Liverpool players, Fernando Torres left, they all left Liverpool when Liverpool weren't winning league titles. They weren't winning Champions Leagues regularly. They weren't getting to Champions League finals regularly. But this Liverpool is as good as any Liverpool team in the past 30 years. Arguably, we are even almost as good as Jurgen Klopp's prime Liverpool team, who got to 2 Champions League finals and should have won 3 Premier League titles if it wasn't for the cheating Man City. And Trent Alexander-Arnold is leaving Liverpool when they are at the absolute top of English football, and that's what a lot of Liverpool fans have a hard time understanding. Because if you are a local lad, born and bred in Liverpool, you support Liverpool, and Trent Alexander-Arnold himself said that he wants to play all his career at Liverpool. He wants to become a Liverpool legend. He wants to be the next Steven Gerrard, and he wants to retire at Liverpool. When you go back on your own word, a lot of Liverpool fans who would absolutely die for this opportunity that Trent Alexander-Arnold has to become a Liverpool legend by staying at the club all his career, you threw all that away because of the glamour and galactical status of Real Madrid. And Trent Alexander-Arnold said that he would rather win a Ballon d'Or at Real Madrid than win a Premier League at Liverpool, win another Champions League at Liverpool. And that's what I find a hard thing to understand, because surely winning a Premier League would mean as much as winning 3 La Liga titles at Real Madrid or winning a Champions League at Real Madrid. And David Lynch, who is a Liverpool-based journalist, has acknowledged that Trent Alexander-Arnold absolutely ruined, tarnished and destroyed his legacy. He's going to be nowhere near Steven Gerrard and Steven Gerrard's reputation. No way is he going to antagonize the fans in that way and then go and leave for Real Madrid. He recalled the West Ham celebration when Trent Alexander-Arnold scored against West Ham, and then he did this celebration, and he has done that. He's not going to get a warm welcome if he ever comes back at Liverpool. And of course, FSG deserve a huge amount of blame for this, because how can you let your 3 best players or 3 out of your 4 best players run down their contracts in the same season? They deserve blame, David Lynch said. This is a genuinely competitive team. This is as good as it's been in 3 decades. But the structural chaos that followed Jurgen Klopp's assumption of more control, why was he so adamant that Jurgen Klopp he's talking about that he needed so much more power? It was working really well, but we lost Michael Edwards because of that, and ultimately we lost Julian Ward because of Jurgen Klopp getting so much control. And you can't allow it. Liverpool can't allow Van Dijk and Salah to leave. Not after what Trent has done. You are already starting with some turnover. Imagine you start, having to replace 3 players with having to replace 5 or 6 players. That's an unthinkable amount of turnover, and Liverpool will be in a rebuild mode next season if that happens, and we will not be challenging for the Premier League title if Salah and Van Dijk leaves alongside Trent Alexander-Arnold. As Davis summed up, another journalist, we didn't want to be talking about the player leaving, and that's where we are with Trent Alexander-Arnold. Fabrizio Romano actually revealed that Trent Alexander-Arnold will not be getting one of the highest salaries at Real Madrid. He will be getting a mid-tier salary below Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., Jude Bellingham. It's not going to be on that part of the contract strategy at Real Madrid, and it's going to be obviously a very good salary, a higher salary than what he's on at Liverpool, but not a crazy salary for Trent Alexander-Arnold. And for Real Madrid, it was very clear since day one. They told very clearly to Trent already when they had the first conversations, if you want to join, it has to be on our terms. Otherwise, you can extend your contract at Liverpool or do whatever you want. And Trent immediately accepted. That's what blows my mind. He wants to join Real Madrid so much that he even rejected a higher contract offer at Liverpool, because Real Madrid offered him around £250,000 per week. That's £30 million a year. And Liverpool offered him £325,000 per week, allegedly. That's what the rumors are about. So Liverpool wanted to make Trent Alexander-Arnold the highest paid English player in the whole Premier League. And remember, he is a right back. He's the best right back in the world, but he's still a right back. So for Liverpool to go out of their way and offer Trent Alexander-Arnold that much money, I think the blame lies here on Trent Alexander-Arnold. And of course on Jurgen Klopp as well, that we got into this messy situation, that Jurgen Klopp got so much control at Liverpool that the whole structure of the club got fractured, and that's why Liverpool find themselves in such a terrible situation. It's partly FSG's fault, partly Jurgen Klopp's fault, and partly the players' fault as well. Trent Alexander-Arnold just wants this big bonus at Real Madrid. And the issue is Trent Alexander-Arnold and his brother, instead of saying to Madrid, I'm signing a new contract at Liverpool with a relatively low release clause. If you want me, buy me out. You will pay what I'm worth. Instead, they are basically laying on their back. They are leaving Liverpool with absolutely nothing. And that's where the fans have a problem. Many players have signed new contracts and gone for the money that they are worth. Jack Grealish at Aston Villa, Coutinho at Liverpool. If Real Madrid wanted him enough, they would pay for his services. The fact is, they subverted the deal in and said you and your brother can take the money and not Liverpool, and that's what Trent has decided to do. It's ambition on one hand and greed on the other hand. And all the while he's saying how much he loves Liverpool and how much he's Liverpool led through and through. This leaves a bitter taste in many Liverpool fans' mouths. Good luck to Trent Alexander-Arnold, but I won't be cheering him on when he goes to Real Madrid. He will be another player that I will dislike in the future. If the rumors are true that Liverpool offered 325,000 and Trent accepted, some rumors say 220, others say 250,000 pounds a week at Real Madrid. What else could Liverpool have done? Whatever they offered, it wasn't going to work. This is on Trent and not Liverpool. No player is bigger than the club, so Liverpool will move on. I think what Liverpool should have done is say to Trent Alexander-Arnold, sign a new contract last summer or we are selling you. The problem is, the new manager came in, we wanted to keep the squad together and see how well we perform under Arne Slot, and then we could see how the season is going, where Liverpool need to make improvements. And you could argue maybe without Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back, probably Liverpool wouldn't win the Premier League. So ultimately, maybe it was the right decision. With 1 year left on his contract, Liverpool wouldn't have been able to get 50 or 80 million pounds for Trent Alexander-Arnold, and getting 20-30 million for Trent, I think it was worth it to keep him and win the Premier League. But Jack Grealish signed a new deal and he went for 100 million pounds. So Aston Villa got very well compensated. And even then, the Aston Villa fans booed him repeatedly. So Liverpool fans are perfectly entitled and allowed to be upset at Trent Alexander-Arnold walking for free when he's worth 80 to 100 million pounds. The problem is that Trent accepted everything at Real Madrid. This was one of the smoothest and peaceful contract negotiations for Real Madrid. They didn't even have to offer anything special. They just offered him a base contract that a lot of players get at Real Madrid, and Trent accepted. Gary Neville, who also publicly and consistently criticized Trent Alexander-Arnold much more than he criticized Kyle Walker or Kieran Trippier or any other right back, he said on his Stick to Football show whether Trent Alexander-Arnold might be leaving because he feels underappreciated in England. I mean, Gary Neville, you are an absolute brainless idiot moron, and he has so much hate towards Liverpool and everything Liverpool. I don't understand how he's best mates with Jamie Carragher when he hates Liverpool so much. Every time he tries to undermine Liverpool's success in the media. Roy Keane also said that Trent Alexander-Arnold is a Real Madrid caliber player, but 2 months ago he said that he was awful and his defending was awful. I don't understand these Man United pundits and what their thinking is. But the fact is that Real Madrid, David Ornstein confirmed that Real Madrid are working to close the deal to sign Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Real Madrid must inform Liverpool if when it's done. It hasn't happened yet, but the fact that David Ornstein reports it probably means that it's either very close or there is so much noise in the media he thought it's better to report on it. And here is more reaction from Liverpool fans. A lot of Liverpool fans saying you can't help if a player simply just wants to leave. But Trent Alexander-Arnold leaving for free is unforgivable. But the way he has gone about this during the season is legacy tainting, because he hasn't said a thing. He hasn't been honest with Liverpool fans. And the Madrid-based media does all the talking, and they set the agenda. They ground you down with their constant reporting, and Trent Alexander-Arnold being silent is the worst possible outcome or worst possible thing, because he just lets the Madrid-based media to set the agenda. And yes, it's understandable that he would be tempted by Real Madrid, and I'm not saying that he shouldn't go there. I'm saying he should go there, but he should go there with Real Madrid paying money to Liverpool and not into Trent Alexander-Arnold's pocket. It's a slap in Liverpool's face, and that the fact that he's going there on a free transfer with a big bag of cash in his pocket and Liverpool are left with nothing, that's legacy damaging. And Trent Alexander-Arnold could have had it all. He could have had a future captaincy role at his boyhood club in the best era that Liverpool have in 30 years. And his legacy could have been statue-worthy, just like Steven Gerrard's legacy or Kenny Dalglish's legacy. He has thrown it away to just be another player at Real Madrid. What a complete snake, that's what this Liverpool fan said. And I agree with him. He never once said that he wants to stay at Liverpool since last summer. And he joins Real Madrid, who have beaten Liverpool in 2 Champions League finals, and Real Madrid have beaten Liverpool another 2 times in knockout stages. So Real Madrid knocked Liverpool out 4 times while Trent was in a Liverpool team. So they are Liverpool's enemy in Europe, and you are joining the number 1 enemy of Liverpool in European football. That's why, and he's joining there on a free transfer. He won't be welcomed back by Liverpool fans, let me tell you that. He's the idol of a whole generation of Liverpool fans growing up. He had a lot of murals, lot of chants, and instead that playing for Liverpool and winning with Liverpool means simply more than winning at any other club. And then he gets offered a big signing on bonus from Real Madrid and he goes there. Don't think Trent going to Madrid is about money at all. He talks about legacy all the time and he genuinely believes he's capable of winning the Ballon d'Or, and he would never win that here. But plotting your move from your boyhood club several years in advance is insanity, and that's absolutely legacy destroying. And Conor Bradley is a great player, but he gets a lot of injuries because he's young, so Liverpool need to spend big on a right back. On top of spending big on a striker, on a centre back, on a left back, Liverpool are getting into very dangerous territory when it comes to the summer transfer windows. Van Dijk and Salah, they have to get contract extensions. Liverpool already have a big enough summer transfer window coming up, even with Salah and Van Dijk staying. If you lose them, next year becomes a transitional season and Liverpool will be fighting for top 4 or top 5. You can't be losing your captain and your top scorer and expect to go back to back titles, simple as that. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.